Now I'm planning to cross Antarctica, which is 2,200 miles. I want to go from the Bay of Whales. That's where Richard Byrd and Amundsen and Shackleton, that's where everyone was shooting for, was the Bay of Whales. And from there they went over the sea ice, up the Queen Maud mountain range. And so the best route to follow a straight line that I've been able to come to an agreement on is from 170 degrees west to 10 degrees east. And following that in a perfectly straight line. That's 2,200 miles from the shelf ice right here. Stop at the South Pole, the Amundsen Scott South Pole Station. Stay there for 24 hours and take a reading of the sun every single hour. The reason for that is so that we can verify that we're actually at 90 degrees south. And after staying there for 24 hours, continue on down 10 degrees east until once again you get to the shelf ice. Now, if this journey is possible, then it's good proof, of course, for a spherical Earth, and I'm interested in that. But more importantly to me is, what exactly is down there. You can see the circle here, and the pixels begin to get stretched. You can see it very clearly in the Queen Maud mountain range. How here the pixels are completely stretched in this direction towards the pole, and if you go just a little bit over here, you get a lot better picture and photo of what's Antarctica. This also seems to be quite the poor resolution, and it might be stretched here as well, but definitely south of 83 degrees there's no photography of Earth here or anywhere else that you can go. The REMA maps, any of them, they don't have photos south of this 83 or 82 degree line. And it seems small on the map here, but this is a massive area of land that it just boggles my mind that nobody gets to see a photo of this part of Earth. So I'll be making this 2,200 mile crossing. And diet is extremely important. It's going to be the difference between life and death. Room is limited. You can't bring Thanksgiving dinner with you, of course, because you're pulling all of your food on a sledge, or what they call an expedition sled nowadays. So to figure out the diet, I turned to Richard Byrd's research. He has many books written. Skyward is the first one. He went to the North Pole. After that is Little America, when he went to the South Pole for the first time. And after that, Discovery, which is this book. This is his second Antarctic expedition, and when he made Little America 2. And I highly advise buying these books. I've got them on my shelf here. You can get a copy usually on eBay. I can see it says that illustrations and maps withdrawn. So in my copy, I have all the illustration and maps. And I can understand why they wanted to withdraw them. If you've ever seen my video on mountains are disappearing in Antarctica, it's analysis of the book before this one and comparing that map to current Antarctic maps. But let's take a look at the diet. Here we are on page 213. We can see a new formula was devised by Dr. Dana Coman, a medical officer on the first expedition, and Dr. McCollum, both the staff of Johns Hopkins, as well as Dr. Malcolm in New Zealand, who rendered similar service to the expedition. And they've came up with the best diet that you can have while you're on the sledging journey. And from my research, this has got to be the best diet. It's the Coman-McCollum formula. And we have pemmican, 1.5 ounces. This is your daily portion. And pemmican has a long shelf life, so I've already begun making it. I can make all the pemmican I need now and just save it for when I'm on the expedition. There's a lot of YouTube videos that show how to make pemmican. I advise going through a few different of them and try different recipes with different fruits and nuts. And it's all stuff that you can get from a local butcher. And it definitely is the ultimate survival food. It is the food that got Amundsen to the South Pole, the first man, and it got Byrd to the South Pole. You can make soups with it. So once you get into your tent and get some ice melted with your Primus stove, you can make some pemmican soup if you don't want to, eat a block of rather dry meat. So that is the first and most important part of the diet, is the pemmican. After that is fat cereal, 5.5 ounces, and then Eskimo biscuits, 10 ounces. Now the Eskimo biscuits have the recipe on the following page, and that consists of 8 parts entire wheat flour, 2.5 parts sugar, 2 parts minced dried beef, half a part Bravo, 1/10 part soda or baking soda, 8 parts oatmeal, 2.5 parts powdered milk, 1 part lard, half a part bio-vegetin, and 1/10 part of milk of magnesia. That's what goes into making your Eskimo biscuits. And I guess the social justice warriors wouldn't be too happy about the name of that biscuit. But that's okay. I'll be eating an Eskimo biscuit. 3.5 ounces of sugar, 4.5 ounces of Clem, which is milk, powdered milk. You could read the M-I-L-K. It's just milk backwards. Oatmeal, 2 ounces. Chocolate, 2.5 ounces. 1.5 ounces of Herbswurst. 0.35 ounces of lemon powder. And that is the anti-scorbutic, so nobody gets scurvy. Bacon, 1.5 ounces. Butter, 2 ounces. Tea, half an ounce. As well as cocoa, dried apricots, dates. 1/4 ounce of spinach. And half an ounce of salt, for a total of 37.5 ounces. Now, considering the journey's going to take up to 90 days, hopefully a little bit faster, but probably 90 days, the entire Antarctic summer, 37.5 ounces a day multiplied by 90 is 3375 ounces, which comes out to 210 pounds, which is well within range of a load that you can bear on your expedition sled. So everything is good, and you can pull all of your food that you need for the 90-day period. Which diet might be better for you while you're in Antarctica? The current Antarctic Explorer's diet, or the one Richard Byrd was using. Here we have a current polar food diet, and the base meals are sweetened porridge for breakfast, ramen noodles, cheese and meats for lunch, and a New Zealand-made freeze-dried dinner. It's just a little bit more detail here. We get the famous breakfast bomb, which does have some important parts of the diet in it. But for lunch, ramen noodle soup and instant soup for the evening with the freeze-dried meal and an energy bar. And don't forget the potato chips. So I'm going to skip that diet, and I'm definitely going with this one right here. I'll even go for the lemon powder instead of some vitamin C, because there's probably some nutritional value in the actual lemon powder that you don't get with the vitamin C, but they both equally are going to prevent scurvy. Now, the Eskimo biscuits aren't going to keep as long as the pemmican. Pemmican will stay a long time, so I'll be putting off the baking of the Eskimo biscuits till a little bit closer to the expedition date. But the pemmican can get started now, and also get started making a pemmican recipe that is palatable and tailored to the personal taste. So that is the current plan. I welcome any questions or comments, any assistance as to, maybe what modifications to the diet might need to be made, what additions or subtractions, and the reason why. But so far, of all the Antarctic diets I've studied, this looks like the best one that's going to allow you to stay on that trail for 90 days and get across the continent of Antarctica for those 2,200 miles up the Queen Maud Mountain Range and all the way across the continent. Now, is that journey possible? I have my doubts, but there's only one way to find out, and that's to get the sledge, get a sextant, get the pemmican, get the food, and get a pair of skis on and get out there and go get some exercise. The other thing about that is all of the books that I've read on Antarctica, Richard Byrd's Discovery, his Little America, Roald Amundsen's The South Pole series, even current scientists, they all say the same exact thing. Antarctica is the most beautiful continent on Earth. They'd say that the beauty that you see there rivals anything that you could see on these 6 other continents. So I'm not going to be happy with just staying confined to the 6 continents where travel is allowed. I want to see the most beautiful continent on Earth, and also find out why they don't take pictures south of these 82, 83 degree lines. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully see you on that sledge path in Antarctica. Cheers.